Hey, welcome back. We're still talking about how to homeschool different ages, and I want to share another secret sauce thing with you. So, as you have different ages and stages, you want to be able to do activities that work with different age groups. And one of my, let's see if I can find it, see if it's right here, it's hidden behind the bag of dog food. One of the things that I loved was doing paper projects that facilitated different ages for the kids. And let's see, I absolutely have one here to show you. These are my favorite. I just dumped it. These are my favorite. Have you ever heard of a company called Moor? Oops, let me give you a close-up of my face as I walk through. Moor is one of my favorite homeschool teaching curriculum providers. They have all kinds of amazing hands-on things, and I'll put links in below so that you can see these. My favorite are these things called pockets. They're history pockets, and these work beautifully with different ages and stages because the older kids do the reading and the writing, and then you trickle the skills down according to the developmental ability. But look at how old and faded it is. This is a history pocket. Forgive the fact that my camera is backwards, okay? This is a history pocket, and it comes in a book, like a little workbook. They're not that expensive. And you photocopy the different chapters and you complete one pocket a week. Let me see if I can switch my camera around. Does this work? Nope. Okay, so you complete one pocket a week. And what that means is, like, here is the Native American history pocket that we did. Each one of these was a 1-week study that I did with the kids. So that meant that for history and art, this was our year of curriculum that we did. And each of the kids either had their own history pockets or we did them together depending on what the different ones were. So there was the Native Americans, just an overview, and then into the different tribes that are all across North America. And inside each week, it came with different activities that you could do. I also checked out some hands-on craft books from the library. I think this one was from the Hands-on Crafts book, which I'll link to that book below as well. But we would do reading. It would have a reading activity for the kids to do. Each of the weeks might have some kind of fill in the blank or questions. This one doesn't. There would be, they're so fun. We did Native Americans and explorers and the Civil War and all kinds of stuff. And they had just these neat, as you're learning about the different, just the different tribes and things. Look at how cute his little mom is as gentle as a beautiful, and mom is gentle and beautiful as the butterfly. That's sweet. These things, they're amazing. These kinds of activities, as I stuttered because I saw that it was a love gush on one of my kids, they're hands-on. So they're cutting, they're pasting, they're reading, they're drawing, they're punching holes, they're lacing, all kinds of stuff. And most of the crafts inside are done with things that you have around your house, or that they're kind of a one and done investment. So you get a hole punch, you get some different colored string or ribbon. We use like gift wrap paper. I'm looking for what else is in here. There are map app activities when appropriate. Like this one, as we would learn about the different tribes, it would have a different symbol that the kids would cut and paste on there. There's filling in the blanks activities. And the beautiful thing about the history pockets specifically is that they worked amazingly well with different ages and stages. And that's super important. When I had, by the time my oldest was in high school, I still had 4 little kids at home. And it was not going to happen that I was going to do 4 different history curriculums. Instead, we focused on one thing at a time. And the Evan Moor, the history pockets, helped us focus, helped keep the little kids that needed fine motor development activities, and then the older kids that needed reading comprehension or memory recall type information. But it gave us a singular focus as a family. And then the end product was something that was keepsake worthy. This one was put together by my now 18-year-old. And I can just remember he was so lovey squishy back when he was this age. His handwriting looks like, I don't have a date on here. I wish I had them dated. But anytime he would see the word love, he's the one that would stop and he'd go, and he'd come give me a hug and a kiss. It was just fantastic. But it has all of the hands-on things that the kids did inside the pockets. And the mistake that a lot of people make when they do these kinds of things with their kids is they try to have the kids do too much at a time. Instead, when you look at something like this, and I can't remember what the prices are. I'm going to say that a book like this on Native Americans might cost $20 or $25. Don't quote me because I can't remember if that's the price, but say it was $25. But now imagine that it's $25 for an entire year of history for 4 or 5 kids. That's a deal. That is such a deal. And I used them in the classroom when I taught at a co-op school, and I've used them with my own homeschoolers, and I've used them when I helped with other kids as well. So history pockets, or a hands-on project that you can work on together as you dive deep into a subject, is secret sauce to homeschooling different ages. Can you just imagine how excited the kids were? Because you can see just based on the things that I showed you that we're reading together, we're doing dress-up activities together, arts and crafts. You bet your bottom dollar that at the same time we're watching movies. I can't remember what we watched. I know we would have watched Pocahontas during these things. This was like 10 years ago, so forgive me, I can't remember. But you watch movies together, you eat the same kind, you research what kinds of things that they ate. You learn about things like, just thinking through this as a Native American unit, we did the 3 sisters of things like beans, corn, and squashes. We even at the time when we did this was when we had our worst day of homeschooling. The kids were going nuts. So I stopped school and I said, let's make some ketchup cookies. So we made peanut butter and ketchup cookies. They were delicious. And then I packed the kids up and we went to the local park because I knew it was kind of up the mountain. I knew that there was a Native American grinding stone where we lived. And so we went there and I showed the kids that this is where the Native Americans that lived in our local area used to grind the acorns. And those same kids that I couldn't get their attention 2 hours before were now captivated and grinding acorns in the same place that the Native Americans were grinding. And then came home and at the grinding stone, we read stories about Native Americans and they were all in. So when the history pockets or major projects that you're doing with your kids don't always work, sometimes your kids hate them. I have got kids that love to color, love to cut, love to paste, and I've got other kids that hate to color, hate to cut, hate to paste. And so you work with what's in your house. You take your time and you touch as many senses as possible, but you keep the kids together as a unit while you are studying the same thing. And as you're reading, writing, cutting, pasting, exploring all those things together, the kids actually lose sight of the fact that they're learning, and instead they're delighting, and they are absorbing information at a rate that it'll impress even your mother-in-law, I promise. Anyway, that's it. How to homeschool different ages. Be creative, keep them together, and look at things like history pockets. Check out in the links below. See you soon. Bye.